Blame Truth here, the Codfather himself, bringing you another video. We got some Black Ops 3 gameplay from your boy, Thick Glutes, one of my gameplay guys. Him and E50-150 are keeping the Call of Duty content afloat on this channel because I cannot be asked to play Call of Duty in 2023. You want me to sit here and play Call of Duty in 2023 when we got Fortnite, like creative mode? We have Resident Evil 4 that just came out. Mercenaries just dropped. I mean, I was going to actually do some Resident Evil 4 gameplay here, but I haven't had a chance to play Mercenaries yet, and I kind of want to practice a little bit before I play it, get called a noob, because I love Mercenaries back in the day. So I'll get to that eventually. But anyway, guys, I am here to talk about the upcoming season here, dropping on April 12th for Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and there was a blog post as well. Supposedly, they had some changes when it came to Warzone 2 and some movement and stuff. I believe I have a photo up here that explains, not really explains it, but hints to it. I think it's by Modern Warzone. He says, not going to overhype the changes coming to Warzone 2, but I will say that I was genuinely shocked at the amount of changes coming with Season 3, and in a good way, feedback is being listened to. It's up to you to decide if it's enough or too little too late. I'm excited, though. And guys, here's what I replied with, and I want you to seriously just say below in the comments if you agree with this before you say anything else in a comment. If you know, comment at the end of the video or whatever. I said our feedback should have been listened to back in September 2022 with the beta. Fuck them. Game will be obsolete in 6 months. These games simply don't have time to breathe and get it right after. It needs to be right from the start. It's the equivalent of, let's say you get married or something, and then your wife or husband, as soon as you get married, just starts coming home and just taking a shit in the floor after work. They get off their forklift certified job, they come home, and they just start taking a shit in the floor. First thing. And you say, hey, honey, I love you. I really do, but can you stop taking a shit in the floor? And they just kind of ignore you. They don't really pay attention. They don't listen. They kind of just hum, you know, the newest Lizzo song in their head, and they say, yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. I'm listening. Yeah, sure. But they don't ever change it. In fact, they just keep coming home and shitting in the floor. Like, and then 6 months later, you're unattracted to him. You know, all you can think about is them dropping a deuce in the living room and ruining the carpet. And by the time they fix it, let's say they fix it 6 months later, it's too little too late. Like, there's no coming back from that. Like, Call of Duty has shit in the floor too much. There's no coming back. There's no saving Warzone 2. There's no saving the 6v6 multiplayer or any other multiplayer component, really. It's fucked. It's doomed. You don't have time to get it right 6 months after launch. You need to use the beta for actual feedback. You know, like that's what the beta is for. And I keep telling people, guys, if you think they're going to listen to feedback from a beta, they are not. Did they? No, they did not. And here we are, you know, like here we are now. They're finally listening to feedback, but it's mainly for Warzone 2, not really for 6v6 multiplayer or anything having to do with the $70 game. And here's the thing, if you don't want to listen to feedback, if you don't want to change things till way after, that's fine on a BR. Like, it's free. Like, whatever, dude. But the fact that this game is sadly tied to a BR, like the $70, you know, multiplayer experience is tied to a BR. It's inexcusable. Like, I shouldn't have to be punished because I paid $70 for a game that I want to play multiplayer, and it's tied to BR, and then the BR gets all the dev time or whatever. Like, it's not fair. But anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video here. I don't want to ramble too long and have to redo this commentary like I usually do, because I've had to redo so many commentaries because I can't stop fucking talking. Anyway, let's get into the real meat here. The tagline for season, is this 3? I can't even keep up, dude. I don't know. Nero covers it. He says, what you don't do, your competitors will. What a tagline for season 3. And well, let's just go over the season 3 content here. I'm gonna just cut out the Warzone portion because I don't care. I think they are changing some of the movement mechanics. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but too little too late, in my opinion. And if that carries over to multiplayer, like, whatever. Nobody cares. The next game's coming out in 6 months. Who gives a shit, you know? But let's cover what they're doing here. We have Black Cell. I'll explain what that is in a second, but as you can see, it says the Premier Battle Pass upgrade. You have the Task Force 141 Battle Pass. You have FJX Imperium, which is the intervention. They can't use actual gun names, I found out, because they're stationed in California. Leave it to California to ruin something else. We got some Cronin Squall action here in the Battle Pass. I don't know what the hell that's even supposed to be. A new pistol's coming out. Looks like a Tech 9, I think it is. Anyway, some skins, some camo challenges, events, whatever. Some new maps. I mean, we do have some new maps, and we're getting Gunfight, although the Gunfight maps appear to just be rehashes or cut out portions of other maps. So there you go with that. We had original maps, Gunfight maps, in Modern Warfare 2019. So yet another thing they're just lazily cutting corners on, even though they have 3,000 plus devs. But we do have Paleo's Lighthouse 6v6. It looks gigantic. It's giant. It's dark. It's rainy. Honestly, Paleo's Lighthouse just looks like the UK, like the entire country. I got Black Gold 6v6 coming out. We got Satik Cave Complex, which is a battle map. The battle maps I don't really care, so I'm not even going to bother with that. We got Cranked, raid stuff, co-op missions, Ground War Infected. Looks pretty mid. I mean, I do appreciate that we're getting 3 maps here. We got Albert and Hatchery. I should mention we're getting that in season. So 3 maps is good. That should be, like, 3 new maps should be the default, I think. That should be the bare minimum we get, along with maybe a classic map reimagined. I would be perfectly fine with that amount of content if we got that from season 1 on. But the fact that we're getting it this late in the cycle is telling. So what is Black Cell before I get into anything else? Black Cell is a $30 upgrade. $30. Half the price of a full fucking game. And this is what it is. You get a new operator and a weapon blueprint, 1100 CP, plus more instant unlocks in the Battle Pass. You get the Battle Pass plus 20 tier skips, multiple entry sectors, 12 unlockable Black Cell variant skins. For $30, this is embarrassing, is what this is. No amount of DLC for a video game should cost roughly half the price of the full game. It's insanity. Instead of just getting, I don't know, getting their shit together and making a good Call of Duty where they would make money hand over fist regardless, just by making a quality game. Instead, they make a bad game and then try to just add band-aids to it and padding and fluff and tricks and, I don't know, just egregious money grabs, essentially. Like, check this out. They are so desperate for players, they are doing this. Recruit a friend rewards. This was on, like, the Call of Duty Instagram, I think the Twitter as well. They give you rewards for basically getting people to play Warzone with you. Call of Duty says on Instagram, know someone who has yet to experience Call of Duty Warzone. You and your friends can have the potential to earn great rewards through the new Recruit a Friend program. So you basically need a bunch of useless crap if you get your friends to play this awful game with you. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but none of my friends play Call of Duty anymore. They've already checked out. They usually play for a couple months from November to December, and then they're just done for the rest of the year. And if it's the same with you, then, you know, God help you if you're trying to do this program to earn these mid-ass rewards, these like 8-bit pixel rewards, and this white skin. It just looks like the texture hasn't loaded. The point of all this is they can't just do one thing good without doing something scummy or stupid or money hungry to counteract it, and I am sick of it. There are good things about Modern Warfare 2. They're few and far between. They pretty much end at the way the shooting mechanics work. Like, they pretty much end at the gun feel stage, you know? That's about it. Visuals and gun feel. That's great. Never had a problem with that. Infinity Ward hasn't really. Everything else is not good. And I didn't even read the blog post truthfully, and I'm sorry I didn't want to like cover this in the video, but it was mainly for Warzone 2, and I just don't really care what they're doing with Warzone 2. I know they're changing some stuff. I think one-shot headshot snipers are back, but like, I just don't care. I don't care. There's nothing to get me invested. And you could say that I'm not the target audience to this. I mean, I've been playing Call of Duty for 15 years. Resident Evil 4, I've been playing that longer. When did that come out? 2005. I think it was 2 to 3 years before Call of Duty 4 came out and got me hooked on like Call of Duty. And Resident Evil 4 just came out with a remake that's arguably just as good, if not better, than the original, at least in the single-player front. And I love it. I love it just the same. I'm getting the same exact feelings as when I played the original Resident Evil 4. So how the fuck am I not the target audience? The game's rated M for mature, not M for masochist, which is about the only people that still play this game probably. You're not even supposed to play it if you're under the age of 17. Motherfucker, I'm old. I just turned 34. Like, yes, I am the target audience. I'm who they want to appeal to. But the problem is this: Call of Duty wants to appeal to every single demographic. They want to appeal to your 65-year-old dad that's sitting in front of his 80-inch TV, playing Warzone once a week with his buddies. They want to appeal to 10-year-olds that steal their mother's credit cards. They want to appeal to people like me that want to check out the game once a month to see what's changed, and then nothing's changed, so we get back off. But it counts for monthly active users or whatever, which is really all they care about. They want you to log on once a month so that the game looks good for investors when it shows that it's highly played on Xbox, or the top play game on Xbox, which that's a very flawed metric. I prefer the Steam approach. Steam gives me hard numbers. The hard numbers on Steam are bad. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I don't know the hard numbers. If I don't know the hard numbers for other consoles and stuff like that, I'm not going to report it. If it's higher than I thought, I will admit. But from what I see on Steam and from what I see from insiders and stuff like that, it's down across the board. They also want to appeal to ground war people. Like, who gives a shit about ground war, man? Like, or battle maps or whatever. I don't know anyone that actually does. You know? It's like they want to appeal to all these different sectors super badly. You know, anime fans, they'll give you some overpriced garbage anime skin. They'll give you some garbage overpriced like beef jerky skin or something. That's all they want to do. They want to like jingle a shiny object in front of your face that's something you're kind of interested in to get you to purchase something or play the game for a little bit. That's all they care about. The game is content with being mid as fuck across the board, but they get by just on appealing to every single denominator, from dumbasses to smart people and everything in between. FPS fans, Battlefield fans, you know, BR fans, whatever. They want to appeal to everyone badly. I want you to do something for me right now. Tell me if I'm lying there at all. Tell me if I'm telling lies there at all. Say something in the comments below, please. I think I am 100% on the money with that assumption. It's not even an assumption. It's clear as day. Just look at the bigger picture. Why do you think everything is just spread out? Everything is spread out over 3,000 devs on all these different modes, when really the core Call of Duty player base pretty much just wants 6v6, 10v10, and, you know, a constant stream of good content, a constant stream of new maps that are good. We want new maps that are good. Yes, the community loves Shipment. Yes, they love Shoot House, but it's because they're small, action-packed maps, and the only thing to do on this game is grind for camos. By the way, the community also wants things to earn in-game. This is why the ranked mode, which isn't even, it's nothing special. It's also mid, right? But, like, it's at least a way to progress in something, so people like it for the most part. But there's hackers as well. I will say this before the video ends. I will say this: I do appreciate that they are improving Ricochet anti-cheat. They're doing things to improve that. They're actually stopping people from using Chronuses as well. I almost forgot to mention that. That is a good thing. Again, I do like this stuff, but it's too little too late, guys. This should have been a thing years ago. Like, all this money invested should have went to making sure the game is stable. It should have went to making sure the game's release fully functional with lots of content. It's too late. It's too late. Fortnite needs to just bury this game. If you told me 5 years ago I would say that and mean it seriously, I would have called you a liar. I would have called you a liar, you know? No, Fortnite needs to just bury this bad ripoff of it, because that's all it is at this stage. That's all it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Thank you again to Thick Glutes for the gameplay. Black Ops 3 is always a joy to watch. I want to suplex Joe Secott through your dad's 80-inch 8K television. Peace. It's the equivalent of, like, voice crack. With you laughing in the background. I'll put this as the blooper reel at the end.
Do some parting advice.